Hey Capricorn, I'm Eleanor and welcome to Peaches by Starlight Tarot. This is your first week of March pick a card reading, although if you were drawn to the title, the energy is fluid and the timeline is fluid, so at any time that you're attracted to it, there's going to be something here for you. Now, if nothing resonates, it is a general reading and I do personal ones that you can find in my Etsy page, and that will be through email and more directed and tailored towards your personal situation. If you hear something that is going to serve you on your path, hit that like button and let me know. And if you hear something that you feel like will help someone you know, please share it with them. Go ahead and comment if you have any questions or want to talk more about anything. And also subscribe because I have weekly readings that come out and monthlies. Speaking of, this came out in your annual. This is your monthly energy of the Eight of Swords, getting out of your own way. And it breaks down this week. And this came out in your monthly, and that's linked below. This is your weekly energy. And it says, it's not everyone else's fault, it's yours. You're a grown-ass adult, stop blaming others for your shit. So it is talking about getting out of your own way from how can you take your power back from the blame game. All right, so I am using Divine Doors and Frau Duchess Tarot. I use this deck because it's really good at holding me accountable for things. It tells me the truth as I need to hear it. I have stack 1, stack 2, stack 3. You don't have to pick just one. You can pick as many as you like, but they're timestamped below so you can skip right to the one or ones that you feel resonate for you. Capricorn stack 1. Whoops. You have the Star, reverse Page of Cups. This is the Door, and it says, Silent Skill. I challenge you to unpack your mind in meditation's grace. The soul can unwind. Breathe in, breathe out, let go of doubt. So it's almost like I'm feeling like that star right there in the middle of it. It feels like discovering your superpower almost when you realize that. So if you've been living in a state of, if so-and-so would just do this, if they would just do that, and feeling like if all of these external people and situations would just change, then you can move forward. And that playing that if so-and-so would or if they would that game, that leaves you totally inert and powerless. Because if everything is hinging on someone else to do differently, there is no choice that you can make. You have no action. You can do nothing. So realizing now that you do have this superpower, that you're one choice away from making all of your dreams come true, it's like that renews your faith and renews your hope that things are possible. That this kind of waiting for everything else to change or for someone else to make a different choice has been harshing your hope, losing faith in people and losing faith in humanity, and feeling like you're blocked from moving forward. And this reverse Page of Cups is calling you out on a certain degree of immaturity. And that's okay, because the thing about immaturity is it's just where you are on the path. And if you don't know, if you haven't realized it, that's all right. Everyone hears things for the first time, so it doesn't have to be a thing. You can let that go and you can change right now. I think that's the important takeaway here, is that what the superpower is that makes you realize that how close you are to exactly what it is that you want, how close you are to the thing, this wish that you want, that once you realize that you don't have to wait for everything else or everyone else or for someone else to do something, that you have a choice, that you have choices to make, all of a sudden you have a magic wand in your hand. And it makes you kind of feel like a superhero. All right, stack 2, Ace of Cups, 2 of Swords, and this is what your door looks like. And it says, freedom flows. Don't hold yourself back from worldly freedom. Dream grand things for divine sacred reason. So this 2 of Swords feels as though, when we talk about getting out of your own way, wow, I had 8 of Swords and 2 of Swords come out together twice today. Anyway, it's as though you're being blocked from making a decision because it feels like all of your options are terrible. Like, it doesn't matter what you do, it's not going to be well received. It doesn't matter anything you do. No matter what you do or no matter what you try, no one gives you enough attention. It won't be understood. It won't be received. Nothing works. Nothing's enough for anybody else. And I feel like therein lies the issue, is this reliance on other people's feedback and other people's mirroring to be the reason you move forward, or to be the goal of your path. So you're looking at each path and each option and wondering, how are people going to respond to it? And none of them are the one or the response that you want. That's where this Ace of Cups comes in, and that's this flowing energy of emotion. And so you just have to get into your little raft and get on that course, that flow, that tributary, and follow where you're emotionally driven to go and where your emotions flow. You know, like water will always, you know how you can find your way towards the ocean by following the river, or you can find your way to the lowest point by following where the water flows. Follow where your emotional waters are going, and that's the way out of this little cage of swords. Does that make sense? All right. So stack 3, 8 of Cups. Reverse 5 of Wands. And this is what your door looks like. It says, yes. Kiss the ground and touch the sky. Your soul is set now to leap and fly. It seems as though you've invested a lot of energy doing things the hard way. Like, you've chosen the path of most resistance, I think. And so it feels as though everyone's always against you, everyone's always blocking you, that there's always a conflict of wills, a clash of egos, there's always some kind of blockage or slowdown, or just there's an obstacle in your path. And that is probably an accurate perception, because there is a degree where you've chosen to do it a certain way. It's like there have been 2 paths, one was clear and one was blocked, and that's the one you wanted to go down. For whatever reason, you've chosen, or maybe you didn't realize there was another way. It could be that's the only one you saw, and that's okay too. This is what it is showing you now, is that the paths that you've tried and the choices you've tried to make have been the ones of the most resistance. There have been blockages. That's not all in your mind. So it's never too late, though. That's not a reason to keep trying and to keep going and to keep forcing and butting your head up against a wall and trying to get through on a path that is closed for you. It's saying here that there is a path for you. There is an open road. There's a door that's open. There is a yes. There is a way to go, but you have to be willing to back off and backtrack from the path that you've taken. That it is the path of most resistance. You need to go back to the beginning, reorient, and choose a new direction and go towards the yes. But where you are, you can't see it because you're already like halfway down that path, and all you see is the conflict. So you do have to be willing to back up, to be willing to walk away, to not necessarily, force your way forward onto that path. I mean, they talk a lot about forward motion and always moving forward, and so there's that sense of always like a trying to force and bull and ram your way through. In the sense to move forward again, like on a maze, when you're going through a maze and you hit a dead end, you don't just go through the black line. You have to back up to where you were and then try a different way. And that's what they're telling you to do here. All right, I'll talk to you in a week. Thank you.